Okay, so I'm on the layer above this. I can take a rectangle tool and try to create a shape that's just about as big as the bun behind this section. Taking the point size down a little bit, direct selection tool on these parts right here, curve it in just a little bit, not too much, and when I go into window, I go in effect, warp. If I just bulge right from here, this window shows up to it, okay, and that's where it's going to give me the option. The warp option is kind of hiding down here a little bit, and here I can minimize it just a little to see how big. I'm trying to look for that piece right there. So I'm going to click OK and take the selection tool and just adjust it a little bit. Try to make it, you can see it's a little bit bigger and smaller depending on which section you're grabbing at. And I can try to use the arrow key too to select it, move it over, make it a little bit wider. Come in with the direct selection and curve some of that in a little bit if it needs to be curved in, and then go back to the selection tool and make it a little bit wider. So that part's pretty well connected. Okay. The hot dog, I can start out again. If you use the rounded ellipse tool, you'll see that it has that section to it. And here's the elliptical shape. So it's pretty well the entire semicircle on either end of it. Okay. Effect warp again. This time I'm going to do the arc. And previews on it. It's already going to the one side. I just go to the negative. And I'm trying to look at this curve to match this curve. That looks pretty good. And then take the selection tool, and this will allow me to make it just a little bit larger. And I can use the arrow keys to help me make it a little bit smaller. Use the arrow keys again. That's pretty good right there. And then looking at the end of the hot dog, I'm going to make a little triangle that overlaps this. And I might curve that. Just deselect it to select it, make sure I don't just have a point. And then just take the ellipse tool, go to reflect, hold down the option, and click. See what a preview looks like if it's captured it all the way across. Okay, so if I don't have the center line, I can click on one of these, take a center line ruler guide, and put it right down the middle. Then select this to reflect it. Put the option on it, and copy it across. So now I have this piece selected. Doesn't look like it's perfect, so I'm just going to select everything and just line it up. And you see it jumps. I'm going to select these two pieces first and group them so they won't get squished on top of the hot dog. There we go. So now it's aligned up here evenly, symmetrically. The part that's coming across, just take the line segment tool and set myself up across here. Again, there's the tool, effect. If you remember, distort zigzag. Should bring up a sub-menu here. Hit preview. Smooth it out first. I can come in here, just use the arrow keys, makes it a little easier to handle. That gives me this part right there. So that gives the right wavelength to it. Use the arrow keys to drop it down. Increase it. And now you have it pretty much selected. If you expand the appearance and everything to try to color this in, or use the shape builder, as you can see I have a couple more. I'm going to select everything and see if I can't copy it here. Make sure I have the option and just drop a copy down here in case all this goes backwards. So again, the appearance panel is going to show up for all of these. So selecting the bun in the background first, I can always go into fill, taking a look at this one. These are the colors, but this would keep it so that I can still edit this. Okay, but I don't necessarily have those colors in the chart, so I collect down the eye. This makes the color segmented to this piece. Okay, so I'm going to put this into the new color chart. So I'll place it in there. Pops in right there. Okay. down. Take the eyedrop again, click on this part, that's that section. Here's the color, here's the new color swatch. Click OK. And black they already have, so I'm good. So I have these two colors plus black. So now when I click on this part in the appearance panel, I can actually come into the fill, and here's the same color matching to this one. So that fills it there. This just allows me to continue to edit this if I need to. So when I click on the colors, it has no stroke on it. Same with this part. If I still want to try to keep this acting together, I can, if I shift key them, you see they disappear because they're three separate pieces. So I could easily just flop the color this way too. And then for the mustard, grab the line. Here's the stroke, it's a fill. So click on this to backtrack a little bit, depending on which one you grab. Here's the coloring for this. So you can see how you can modify this part. And again, you can select all these pieces and align them. So that was doing it without the shape builder. There's the grouping of it. There it is right there. Okay. And you can take a look at the layers. You can double click this one to undim it. There you have that part.